Well, good morning. It's the 4th of September 2020, and welcome to another daily devotional. This morning I was in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, and verse 10 and 11 really stood out to me. It says this: Anyone whom you forgive, I also forgive. Indeed, what I have forgiven, if I have forgiven anything, has been for your sake in the presence of Christ, so that we would not be outwitted by Satan, for we are not ignorant of his designs. It's so important as we as Christians understand that we live in a state of warfare. We are in a battle with the powers of darkness. We are constantly waging war against the enemy, and the enemy is constantly waging war against us. The word Satan means accuser. He is the accuser of the brethren. He is the accuser of those who love Jesus. He is the one who will come and accuse you and accuse other Christians too. And so Paul says, listen, I forgive everyone that I need to forgive, and you need to forgive people that you need to forgive, so that we're not outwitted by Satan's designs. How are we outwitted by the enemy? It's when we fail to forgive. How are we outwitted by his designs and by his schemes and his plans? It's whenever we live in bitterness, whenever we live in resentment, whenever we live in unforgiveness, whenever we live in offense, whenever we choose to stew in our offense rather than forgive the person who has offended us. And it's so important that we recognize that we need to walk in forgiveness, because unforgiveness is what brings division in the body of Christ. Unforgiveness is what brings schism and fractions within the body. And as Jesus said, a house divided cannot stand. This is why the interpersonal relationships within church are so important. We go to church because we love Jesus, but it isn't just because we love Jesus, it's because we love one another as well. Of course, that love for one another has to flow out of our love for the Lord. And we can't love him. We only love him because he first loved us. And so his love needs to flow through us to one another. And it's no good saying, oh, well, I love my neighbor, or I love one another, if we're walking in unforgiveness within the church. If we're walking in unforgiveness, we've fallen prey to the devil's schemes. If we're walking in unforgiveness, then we've been outwitted by Satan. Now, Paul says we're not to be unaware of his schemes. We don't focus on his schemes. That's not where our focus is. Our focus is never on the devil and what he's doing. Our focus is always on Jesus and what he's doing. We must never let the devil set the agenda for our meetings. We've got to let Jesus set the agenda. And his agenda is forgive as I have forgiven you. His agenda is love one another as I have loved you. And so as we work out today and walk through our Christian life this day, just check yourself for a moment. Are you falling prey to the devil's schemes? Are you walking in unforgiveness? Are you walking in bitterness? Are you walking in resentment or offense? Give it over to Jesus, because he's the one who can deal with it, and he's the one who can restore your soul. Have a great day.